Don't cast your eye nor turn your nose. Don't judge a man by his patchy clothes. I'm a strong man, a proud man, and I am free. Free as these mountains, free as this sea. I know myself and I know my ways, and will sing with pride to the end of my days. That is a wonderful poem by Evan Jones. Welcome to Heritage Week on Jamaica Magazine. I am Theodore Henry. In this week's magazine, we'll tell the story of a strong man, a proud man, who died while fighting for our freedom, Samuel Sharpe. But first, we'll join Ian Boyne on Issues and Answers to discuss the upgrading of our courtrooms in order to serve you better. Stay tuned.
We got to be careful when using pesticides.
No worry yourself, man. I'm certified, licensed, and ready for the pest control work.
Mount make me say anything, you know.
That is why I travel with my documents: PCA ID, insurance, pest control operator's license, applicator certificate, with picture and everything. Signed, stamp, seal, and up to date.
So, when them expire?
See it here on the document. All pest control personnel and companies have to be approved by the Pesticides Control Authority.
For a list of licensed companies, contact the Pesticides Control Authority at 754-9306.
Director of Management Information Systems at the Ministry of Justice, Omar Gordon, joins us on Issues and Answers next.
Thanks for joining us for Issues and Answers. I'm Ian Boyne. Today we want to talk about technology in the courts, the importance of equipping our courts with the right kinds of technological features which will help with the delivery of justice. Omar Gordon is Head of Management Information Systems at the Ministry of Justice, and he'll be talking to us about what is happening with the courts, more particularly about European Union funded program, which is to affect 78 courtrooms in Jamaica. We thank you for your company. Good to have you on the program, Omar. Let's talk about the use generally of technology in the courts before we get to the European Union funded program. How are the courts using technology presently?
All right, so there are various usage in terms of technology in the courts. If you look at the High Court, which is more advanced, which is the Supreme Court and so forth, they have been using technology from case management system, statistical system and so forth. If you move to the parish court, which are more rural and so forth, they are probably at a lesser level in terms of usage of technology. But all in all, most areas, again, they will devise their own. Some would devise a spreadsheet for this purpose, some would devise whatever it is just to do their administrative purpose. But what we have been trying to do is to more standardize and more roll out a wider integrated use of technology platform straight across the court system. Yeah. So as it is now, again, like I said, wherever you go, you might have different usage, really.
But we still have judges writing out in longhand and taking, copious notes.
So. Again, at the High Court, you have stenowriters, and they are equipped with stenowriting machines, and they can do real-time processes. Whereas when you go to the parish court, again, that is where you would find the parish judges extensively taking handwritten notes, because they do not have that facility currently. Yes. Of course, there are what we'll talk about later on. Projects that will just focus
with
on
that.
Really addressing.
Because in 2012, we passed a law which facilitates the use of certain kinds of technology in the courts. Let's start from there.
So that was this Evidence Special Measures Act of 2012. And the law make provision for technological arrangement to facilitate the receiving of evidence from witnesses from remote locations, whether it's locally, overseas, whatever the case may be. Of course, since it was passed in 2012, we have never been able to fully utilize provision under the law, because we didn't have
The funding.
The funding, the resources, and so forth. The halfway tree, that is the Kingston and St. Andrew parish courts, criminal division. There is one room that was outfitted in around 2014, which is fully outfitted for this facility, video link facility, which is provision under the law. Also at the Supreme Court, courtroom number 4, which was provision from funding from the U.S. Government, and that was done in 2016 thereabout. Outside of that,
we have two courts, which have video link
facilities. Outside of that, we haven't been able to until this program, this EU-funded program, which you briefly mentioned, which we're looking to equip. We have 78 courtrooms that will be affected by various technology under this program, but specifically for the video link, there are 19 courtrooms which will have in-room built out, and that would resemble. You would have screens mounted on the walls, cameras mounted, microphone installed, and so forth. So those are specific rooms that will be outfitted for this purpose. In addition to that, to the 19 courtrooms, we'll be providing, the ministry through the EU funding, will be providing 21 mobile units. And the mobile video link unit will now be used for remote witnesses. So if you have a witness, whether the witness is the law speaks to intimidated or vulnerable witnesses, you might have a child witness that is afraid to actually speak in the court, in the actual courtroom.
Yes.
You can have that child or whoever the witness is in a separate room on the court building. It can be at another location, it can be overseas, wherever. And you can take that mobile unit and set it up, and that person will be able to give their testimony in court.
Means we'll have 21 of these?
We'll have 21 mobile units which should be assigned to the courts. Also, there are provision where we can use these facilities at the remand centers. We had looked at Horizon when we were preparing for this project, and of course they have a courtroom there. And one provision would be whereas you could set up a mobile unit, so you would not have to transport prisoners for certain things, for instance, for mention, for sentencing, and so forth. You could actually bring them in a room in front of this facility. And so forth. And we have been, because currently we have 2 mobile units at the ministry, which we've been using as best as possible to support the court when this need arises. And we have been hopping across the country using it. We have several cases where we have used them before. We have a situation where a child was afraid to speak in court. I mean, she was basically intimidated. As soon as she sit in court, she would literally freeze. And we were able to use that facility for her to be able to give the evidence. Yes. So there are lots of ways that it can be used.
Technology in the service of justice, technology facilitating the more efficient delivery of justice. That's what we're talking about today. We have Omar Gordon, who is in charge of Management Information Systems at the Ministry of Justice, and he's telling us how technology is helping us in this critical area of justice delivery. We take a break, but we'll be right back.
Every time there's a strong breeze, we are full up a leaf. End of my nightmare.
She can't chop down the guava tree and get away with it. It's a bearing fruit tree. It's alright. Me and I will have it out in here today.
Lord Jesus.
Who?
Dude, stop. John, want you, man. John, look here. At least hear what she have to say first, no? Hear what she have to say. No, but don't bother the war situation, man. Listen, we can go down to the Restorative Justice Center, you know, man, and sort this thing out. You don't want to set up yourself for jail? Come on, let's sort out this thing. Once and for all.
Restore the peace, restore the love, restore the niceness. Restorative justice. Respect each other.
A program of the Ministry of Justice funded through CSJP.
Welcome back. We are speaking to Omar Gordon, who is the man responsible for Management Information Systems in the Ministry of Justice. And we're looking at the area of technology in the courts, one of the areas that the courts need in order to beef up its effectiveness in the delivery of justice is greater technological support. And there is a European Union funded program which is doing exactly this, and Omar is going to be telling us more about this program. This program is funded to the tune of what?
232 million for this component of the program.
Jamaican dollars. And it will facilitate digital audio recordings as well as video link recording. Tell us how will this affect positively the delivery of justice, the justice system? How does this answer to the needs that currently exist?
Well, for the video link, I mean, there are several benefits. I mean, one case in point is that the situation exists now where persons, witnesses are not.
They don't want to come to the courts.
They don't want to come to court because of various reasons. Some are real. If with this technology you can go to the witness, you just want to ensure that they are in a sterile environment where nobody is dictating.
Would the face have to be shown?
There are circumstances. Circumstances will necessitate if that is required.
Okay.
If there is a witness that is probably, say for instance, in witness protection or whatever the case may be, that they may not. The technology would make provision for the face to be hidden or the voice to be distorted, so you can still give that evidence and so forth. So this will encourage witness hopefully to want to participate, knowing that whatever the circumstances are, they don't have to physically come to the courtroom. Of course, application would have to be made to the judge based on the situation, so it's not automatic. So that's one. The second area that we spoke of is digital audio recording technology. And what obtains now is that at the High Court, which I'd said is a little bit more advanced than the Parish Court, they have stenowriters that will take the notes of evidence, whatever the case may be. And of course, after that process, they would have to go and tidy up the notes and sometimes to submit it. So we have a lot of situations where we hear of delays in producing the transcript and all of that. What the digital audio recording facility will do is to allow you to have real-time recording of the court session. So at the end of, again, at the Parish Court, what obtained is that the judges have to take extensively handwritten notes, and that now become the record. So this will now provide a facility for you to have the audio becoming the official records of court. And there will be no need to transcribe the audio unless the matter is being appealed.
So this will cut down the time.
It will cut down the time significantly, and the technology will be so set up that a judge doesn't have to be physically at the facility to access the video recording. They can access it through a secure channel from wherever they are, whether they are at home or abroad, whatever the case may be. For this, we're looking at 78 rooms. There's 71 courtrooms and 7 chamber hearing rooms, and these are all the main courts, main Parish Court and High Court, will be outfitted with this technology.
Over what period will this be rolled out?
We have a contract in place with a vendor to supply and install equipment. We currently receive 80% of the equipment, and as we speak, the balance is being cleared through the WAF. We going through an exercise now to get the courtrooms ready for this. So we are doing some infrastructure upgrade in terms of electrical, uninterruptible power supplies and so forth. We expect this activity to wrap up at the end of this month, which is the preparation of the courtrooms, and then we're moving in just immediately with the installation. As it is now, we have a target for the end of year, which is a calendar year. But then the court is a peculiar environment to work in because, again, court is ongoing. There are night courts in some of the rooms. And so we would have to work mostly at nights and weekends. So
you plan to do that?
We plan to do that.
Not going to be a lay business?
No, we plan to do that. As a matter of fact, the electrical work that is ongoing now is being done at nights and weekends.
Good.
And we are almost at the end of that. So we have a
so the ministry is attaching the utmost priority to this.
Utmost priority. It is a critical.
You're not going to have the equipment laying around while you guys are bureaucratizing, and you're not going to lead your minister to go in Parliament to complain about.
No, that's not the intention. We'll be working day and night to have the facility rolled out. I mean, we have done an island-wide sensitization with the court staff and the judges, where we could meet them at the time, and we just to have a discussion with them in terms of what is coming, and we mobilizing a lot of other activities in terms of how post-implementation, how would we support, and how would we cater to using the system. So it is, again,
is technical assistance in terms of human technical resource also a part of this funding?
No, well,
or just equipment?
Just equipment. There are training and change management and all of that, but in terms of remuneration to staff, that's not a part.
Not remuneration, no? I mean in terms of assistance in helping you in MIS to know really how to implement and operationalize the systems.
Yes.
You have that kind of...
We have that kind of support.
help, yes.
And even within the contract, we have built in certain things, certain service arrangement and maintenance arrangement and so forth. So we'll be able to rely on that for most part.
Yes. So finally, Omar, how do you see this system benefiting the court? Just overall, when it is operationalized, when it is fully implemented, what you expect to see? What will be the impact
well, again,
on the justice system?
Most of these reform, and to include the technology, because technology has been identified as a critical pillar of the reform, is really geared at, of course, making the court more efficient, more accountable, and really targeting the backlog reduction, which is typical, is topical.
Tremendous backlog.
So if we can have, because of the technology, if we can have more witnesses participating in the process, if we can reduce the time to produce transcript, and overall make the court more efficient, then we are expecting to have a positive output in terms of turnaround time in the administration of justice.
Thank you very much, Omar Gagod, who is responsible for management information systems in the Ministry of Justice, telling us about the program to boost technological efficiency in the justice system, with the result of having speedier judgments, the more facilitatory processing of witnesses and so on, all in an effort to dealing with Jamaica's vexing crime problem and in making the justice system more efficient. We thank you for your company on Issues and Answers. Next week I'll be back. Until then, Ian Bourne wishing you a very pleasant day.
Jamaica comes alive for Jamaica 55. The Jamaica Information Service is inviting primary, secondary, and tertiary students to catch the vibes and join in the celebration by participating in this year's staging of the JIS Heritage Competition. Primary and prep school children, ages 9 to 12, enter the essay competition and tell us how you would want to see Jamaica in 55 years. High schoolers, enter the poster competition. Show us your artistic interpretations of Jamaica throughout her 55 years in a poster titled Jamaica 55. Posters may be designed digitally or illustrated. Zoom, click, snap. Yes, tertiary students, the photo competition is back. Capture an image that best represents Jamaica 55. For more information on the competition rules and how to submit entries, visit the JIS website at www.jis.gov.jm. You may also send an email to heritageessay@jis.gov.jm, heritageposter@jis.gov.jm, or heritagephoto@jis.gov.jm, or call us at 926-3590-4. The deadline for all entries is October 31, 2017. So ready, set, go for prizes galore. JIS Heritage Competition 2017, celebrating Jamaica 55.
Let's get a little breeze on this land. All right. Now let's get some bounce in the rhythm. All right. Let's get some fire on our hearts. Now that is what we call all right. Run, come. Get some Jamaica.
Black, green, and gold, flying high for 55 years. A national symbol, the Jamaican flag.
The Jamaican national flag was first used at the National Stadium on August 6, 1962. Jamaica's first day of independence, and is a sacred emblem of the nation. Its colors are black, green, and gold. The black symbolizing the strength and resilience of the people. The land is green, and the beauty of the sunshine. The national flag should be acknowledged with great respect wherever it is seen. It should never be allowed to touch the ground or floor. Neither should it be used for purely decorative purposes. It should never be smaller than any other flag flown at the same time. No other flag should be placed to the right or above the Jamaican flag, unless at foreign embassies, consulates, and missions. It should not be draped over vehicles except on police, military, or state occasions. The flag should be flown at half-mast at an official morning and should be first hoisted to the peak for an instant, then lowered slowly to the half-mast position.
So here are the facts.
7 out of 10 Jamaicans die from a non-communicable disease.
Because we love our people and we want them to live better quality lives,
we, the Ministry of Health and our partners, are launching Jamaica Moves.
Jamaica Moves is a call to action to prevent non-communicable diseases.
By educating and encouraging Jamaicans to be active.
Eat healthy.
And start living 30 minutes at a time.
Because 30 minutes of physical activity each day,
along with proper nutrition, can go a long way.
To prevent your risk from developing certain NCDs such as diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, and certain cancers.
And remember, it's life we're promoting. That's why you see me going hard right now.
I'm all about living.
So help us take this first step towards a healthier Jamaica so you can enjoy more moments, more memories, more life.
Did you know that in a recent survey done by the OCA in schools across Jamaica, 43% of the students received inappropriate messages from strangers? The OCA wants you to be smart online. Never speak to persons you don't know. Parents, encourage your children to be social but be smart.
This message was brought to you by the Office of the Children's Advocate with support from UNICEF.
I would rather die on yonder gallows than live for a minute more in slavery. Final words spoken by the Right Excellent Samuel Sharpe. His story is next.
Samuel Sharpe was the main instigator of the 1831 slave rebellion that began on the Kensington estate in St. James, which was largely instrumental in bringing about the abolition of slavery. Because of his intelligence and leadership qualities, Sam Sharpe became a daddy or a leader of the native Baptists in Montego Bay. He used religious meetings as a way of organizing activities for the slaves, and there he was able to communicate his concern and encourage political thought concerning events in England which affected the slaves and Jamaica. Daddy Sharpe believed in passive resistance, and in 1831 he encouraged many slaves to refuse to work on Christmas Day, demanding better treatment and that slave owners consider their freedom. News of the plan spread to his supporters throughout St. James, Trelawney, Westmoreland, and even St. Elizabeth and Manchester. It reached the ears of some of the planters who got England to send warships that docked in Montego Bay and Manchester. On December 27, 1831, the Kensington Estate Great House was set on fire, a signal that the slave rebellion had begun. A terrible retribution followed, and while 14 whites died during the rebellion, more than 500 slaves lost their lives. Samuel Sharpe was hanged on May 23, 1832, 2 years before the Abolition Bill was passed by the British Parliament and 6 years before slaves in Jamaica gained full freedom.
Yo, this is We're committed to reducing the impact of disasters occurring in Jamaica. We're ever ready to assist you before, during, and after a disaster. But everybody have a role to play, so make we work together and follow the plan. Whether rich or poor or where you come from, hurricanes affect everyone, so be prepared. Prevention is better than cure. Be prepared. Listen to OPM. A message from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
Almighty God, creator and sustainer of life, we are humbled by your acts of kindness to us over the years. You have journeyed with us through the bitter years of slavery and have brought us the gift of our emancipation.
We thank you for those who, with determination, have led the way to our freedom.
We celebrate another act of your goodness.
We have matured. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. We give you jubilant praise and thanks, oh God.
Gracious God, despite our shortcomings, we have much for which to give you thanks. You have been faithful to us in good times and in challenging times. We pause to give you thanks for all your expressions of love, O God. We celebrate and give thanks for the harmony that exists among us.
Truly, we are living witnesses of what it means to be out of many, one people.
We give you thanks for the infrastructural developments that have taken place over the years. We celebrate and give you thanks, O God, for the giftedness of our people, their kindness and creativity, their indomitable spirit that have resulted in excellence in all areas here at home and within the diaspora.
Oh God, we truly love our country, and we thank you for making us a special people admired by the world.
We thank you for all the men and women and young people and children who continue to play their part to make their mark towards our ongoing development. Almighty God, as we move forward, we place Jamaica land we love into your care. Watch over us, enlarge our territory, allow the reign of your peace and justice among us. Establish your kingdom among us and help us to realize our full potential. We ask this in your high and exalted name. Amen.
Thanks for watching Jamaica Magazine, and be sure to join us again tomorrow when we'll do this all over again. I hope you found our program informative, and send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm. Also, you can stay informed on the go by downloading our app on your iPhone and Android devices. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can also visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for more information. On behalf of the entire production crew, I am Theodore Henry. Happy Heritage Week.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.